Hello, everyone. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Quentin Desermont, the president of TravelerMade. We're going to talk about the conference that almost didn't happen. I think someone caught a cold. There was a terrible traffic jam, something. He'll explain to us in detail. And this is Insider Travel Report. So, Quentin, let's talk about the conference that almost wasn't, but more importantly, the company that is TravelerMade.
Okay, TravelerMade is a network of luxury travel designers that I created 6.5 years ago, based in Europe. And we started as a European network, but then after a year and a half, we expanded worldwide. So today, we are a network gathering 430 member agencies. There are travel designers companies within these companies. There are more than 3,000 travel designers. Then we have 930 hotel partners. We have 150 DMC partners. We have private places brokers and a series of suppliers of the industry.
That's great. And so, of course, you want them all to get together and talk and share information. And so the whole time, every year, did you have a conference?
So in 2015, we launched our first conference, The Essence of Luxury Travel. That started in this period of time in the year, February, March. And we've always had the same focus year after year. The concept is to have people from our industry coming, and it's a sort of marketplace where people meet together to do business, like many different shows. But something very special is the qualification of the members and partners we have. We bring there. They're all very focused on top luxury. And also the conference is something very special. We actually, we don't allow anybody from the travel industry to talk. We bring people from luxury goods industries.
And it's called The Essence of Luxury Travel, right?
Yes. So in this conference, what we aim at is having experts from famous luxury goods brands or people less famous but who work in this arena, telling us how they've been successful in the last 30 years, revolutionizing their entire industries. And then we try to play this little game of, okay, this cannot be copy-paste in our industry, luxury travel, but what can inspire us? What can we change?
So as the conference was approaching, you're all gung-ho. How many people had signed on? What were you expecting to do?
So we were going to be nearly 1,000 this year in Marbella. And we were ready to, so we including nearly 840 members and partners for the one-to-one meetings, plus journalists, plus speakers, plus some VIPs and prospects. So we were planning to have a conference on the theme of brand storytelling. That's actually a story in the story. The whole thing started with one of the essential questions we're asking ourselves. One of the challenges we have in our industry. We do create a lot of value for clients, but as opposed to luxury brands, we don't capture enough values. How many companies are delivering the same level of profitability as luxury goods industry brands? So that's one of the key challenges. So that started by having a reflection on the haute façon business models of these luxury brands. That was 3 years ago. And then we started to enroll what was necessary behind. And so last year, the conference was about building luxury brands. It's very different to build a brand and to build a luxury brand. Nothing to do. There's no comparison. Luxury brands are not about, I deliver a good service, I'm delivering quality. It's not about rationale. Rationale is not an angle of communication for luxury. It's the basis. If you don't do quality, you don't even play in that field. What differentiates luxury brands is the emotions attached to the brands and how you communicate. That's what we call building luxury brands. So this is what we did last year. And now you find that once you have defined a very high level of what you plan to do with your brand, and that you have the right DNA and the angle of communication of what are the key values of your company, which creates emotion, is how you're going to bring that to the travelers. And this is the whole thing behind. It's called brand storytelling, as opposed to product storytelling. We're not interested in product at this stage, but we're interested in what is the story behind your brand? What is going to bring goosebumps to the people when they hear the story behind your brands? Not the fact that you deliver quality, not the fact that you answer 24/7. People don't care about that. Everybody does it. They care about your own story, the beautiful story behind.
So I can imagine at a conference, you can express that quite easily when in person. So then what happens?
We really wanted to deliver this conference. We saw that things were not really coming into Europe. We saw, okay, we're going to make it happen. Spain is fine. You know, it's very sunny, warm. There won't be any virus there.
Right, I was hoping that.
Over the weekend, Italy announced that they were closing the schools. And on Monday, the 9th of March, they were announcing the complete lockdown of Italy. Okay, that's it. This can happen everywhere. We need to stop everything. So we announced on the 10th that we were canceling the Essence of Luxury in its physical form. And we knew immediately that we were planning to do something. We had to plan something in a virtual manner, not as a replacement, because you can't replace a physical show by a virtual show, but as something that could help the industry keep being together, keep talking to each other, and a way for us to keep being able to deliver the content we wanted to deliver. So we started to work in a crazy way with the entire team, trying to put together this virtual conference. So many people said, come on, Quentin, we don't have time. I mean, we need to handle cancellations, you know, clients, it's crazy. We can't come, we can't join. So I brought the team together and they all came behind me and they suggested ideas I didn't even think of. One of the ideas was how we're going to handle this algorithm that makes, you know, the possibility of these pre-scheduled appointments come together. It's a complicated program that, you know, everybody has in the industry that takes into account many parameters, including your preferences, positive ones and negative ones. Like very often, you know, an agency in New York doesn't want to meet the hotel in New York. You know, they know them. They don't need to go to the other side of the world to meet their buddies. They meet everywhere, every day around the corner. Right. So this is negative preference. So one of the things we have in our algorithm in Marbella, because we're in a big room, is the number of meters between every table. Because we try to have people meeting in a cloud of tables, and then they move to another part of the room and they meet in another cloud of tables. So we try to optimize the distances. So we didn't have to do that anymore. We replaced that by time zones, because now we were playing with the entire world. People from New Zealand, Australia, from Tahiti, from California and Europe. And, you know, so we had to put that into account. That was, you know, where the people and start to have their brain working on it and find a solution. And then when people registered, they had to put on an electronic agenda the time slots that they were ready to give for this meeting. So that was also an additional the time slot in their time zones, obviously. So we put that all together in the shaker, and that worked. That worked. Not the first row, but we had to do several shots of the algorithm. But then we had it, and we plugged the technology of the application and our website into the Zoom platform, and it worked. So, and the good news is, I said we have less than 200. We're not going to do it, but we had 420 people who registered in 3 days. 3 days only, last minute, you know. So that was great, you know, and people are really happy. We have so many amazing testimonials. People have been very thankful, grateful to the entire team who did this crazy job in 2 weeks.
It's quite amazing. So some of the give us some of the brands that were participating.
So you know, I mean, so many brands. I feel bad giving names because I'm going to forget many people I love, you know. But you have the most beautiful brands, you know, Aman, Belmont, Cheval Blanc, You have brands like Hyatt. You have very small. I'm not going to give names. I don't like that. Small hotels and lodges also who came and joined, and DMCs and agencies from all over the world. We had a lot of Chinese agencies who were happy to be back in business actually, and they wanted to come to Marbella, but they were actually banned by the Spaniards at some point, so they couldn't come. And now suddenly they were back into this thing.
This crazy number here, 10,500 virtual meetings were achieved between March 23rd and 27th.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have this number of people meeting each other and the match. That's always impressive numbers. But the important thing is that people have their calendar, their agenda, and that they have the link. So they click and they directly have access to the Zoom, and they are put in an empty chamber. So they cannot arrive in your Zoom before the hour starts precisely. And then at the end of the meeting, 20-minute meeting, then it's closed.
So now, in retrospect, did you learn something that you could actually use when normal conferences happen? Would you retain any of this knowledge and make something even more robust?
Yes. I think, again, it's not a replacement, it's a complement. And I think we need to find solution to have this kind of virtual one-to-one meeting happening more often during the year. People will always want to have physical meetings, but it's a good complement, and we're working on a plan now to make it happen. We're probably going to do another one in a month because we have the other half, people who want to actually participate, and then others might want to participate as well. So, yeah.
I want to thank you for making me get dressed today. I appreciate coming and getting to meet with you. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much.
And this is Alan Fine with Insider Travel Report.